Look, I just came from working out, so you all gonna get this fresh face, no makeup, all the sleepy face and all that. Listen, come on in. Come on in. Let me know if you can hear me. I am exhausted. I'm tired, but I got up and worked out. I said, regardless, I'm gonna get up and work out because working out um, is very important to your health and your mental health and your well-being. Um, you should work out for your mental health, but as a result, you're going to become physically healthy as well. Um, but come on in. Come on in. I just want to talk to you all just briefly. I always have a little chat for you. I just came from the gym. So look, I'm trying to tone up, flow growing, I'm growing. Okay. Look, I'm doing my thing. But you all may hear kids in the background. So I'm here out, and I said, let me do this quick video. And there is the sun. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can move this. Sorry, you all, about the noise. I'm going to see if I can move this table. Um, but yeah, so you all may hear kids coming. But listen, I'm here to talk about how, I've been thinking about some things, and I've been doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of inward healing, and a lot of work on myself, and you can't really know these different things when you're in certain situations, like when you're in dysfunction and toxic relationships. You can't focus on yourself because your energy and your time is always focused on that person, focused on what they have going on, focused on their negativity, focused on just all the things that you can't focus on when it comes to yourself, right? And um I noticed that people will do and say certain things to you because, as a chosen one, we give people grace. We're grace to give people grace. We're grace to understand people. We're grace to long suffer. And that's one of the fruits of the spirit. We're grace for that. But there comes a time where that suffering has to end. So I've noticed that when you are at this end, or when you are no longer suffering, or you want to no longer go through and give people grace and extend grace to them, over a long period of time, because we extend grace a lot. As a chosen one, we suffer with people. We give this after chance. But like I've said before in a prior video, I think it was last year. Once we're done, we're done. But I want to come talk to you about how people could mistreat you. They could talk about you. They can lie on you. They can slander you. They can you, right? They can create allies with your enemies, allies with people who they know you don't like, or who they know don't like you. They can do all of the things, right? But as soon as you withdraw your energy, as soon as you remove yourself, as soon as you get tired of dealing with their foolishness, now you become the villain. You are the problem, right? But they're not going to tell people that all things that they've done, all of the things that they've said, because a lot of people have abused the chosen ones very covertly. So people can't really see the things that has been done to you, right? Like the things that have been done to me, people can't really see it. As far as they know, on the outside, everything was perfect. But they don't understand. They couldn't see the mental, emotional, the gaslighting, the lying, the hot and cold behavior. They couldn't see that. And as a chosen one, you try to put your best on the outside. I know for me, I try to put my best foot forward, as they would say. I've always, spoken positive. I always tried to show up in the best energy. I always tried to show up in the best energy, the best spirit. Always trying to show up positive. Always trying to keep my energy right. But it's very hard to do that when you're with someone who's very abusive, mentally and emotionally, you know, and you tend to pick up those behaviors. You tend to pick up that energy because it's transferring to you, and you think that stuff is yours, and it's not yours. As a chosen one, we don't have that. We don't have that dark heart. But what we do have is we have that sensitive spirit, and sometimes we can pick up these behaviors and we think this stuff is ours, and it's not ours. That's why I talked to you all and told you all back in a video a while ago, I gave people back their stuff. Everything that didn't belong to me, I gave it back to people. Okay? I gave people back their stuff because a lot of that stuff didn't belong to me. You know, a lot of those behaviors and tendencies and that energy, because I got good energy, you know. I got good, like, I just got a good heart and good, you know, I'm positive. All that negativity, that stuff wasn't mine. I gave people back their stuff. And that's what we do as chosen ones, because we can feel people's emotions and we pick up on that. But I learned to put up my spiritual walls. I got spiritual walls up. I let people keep their stuff. I don't let nobody project anymore. I don't let people dump their energy off on me, dump what they got going on me. I don't pick up people's issues. If they got issues in their family, if they got issues in their marriage, I learn to hear it, but I leave it right there. Because sometimes we are good listeners, right? We are good listeners, and people like to come and dump all their stuff off on us because they know we have that. They know we have that good energy. We have that healing energy. But I had to learn to put up my spiritual walls, and I have to keep my spirit fortified, keep myself together to where I don't pick up people's stuff, because I did that for years, where I picked up people's stuff. I made my family issues my issues. I made my spouse issues my issues. I made my children's issues my issues. If you don't want my advice, if you don't want to listen to the good and righteous advice I give you, you deal with that. You deal with those demons. You deal with that energy that you won't have. You deal with the consequences. You know, I stopped picking up people's stuff because people don't want to change. What people want to do, they want to make you their God, right? They want to make you their God. They want to keep you in that energy, keep you in that place of always worried about them, always trying to pray for them, always trying to look out for them. Instead of them going to God, they want to make you their God. They want you to pray for them. They want you to deal with their issues. And I said, no, I refuse to. I refuse to. If you don't want to listen to righteous advice, if you don't want to listen to, because I'm going to tell you what's right. I'm going to tell you, because we know, as chosen ones, we know what people's issues are. We can see it before we can see straight through stuff. But they don't want to listen to that. They don't want to deal with things that are spiritual. They want to do what they want to do, but then they want to come crying to you, dumping off their energy and those spirits off on you and all that negativity. They want to bring all that drama to you, and I just refuse. I don't have time for people's stuff. I don't have time. I don't have no more benefit of the doubts to give people. If people are not working on themselves, I am not dealing with them. If people are not willing to take good advice, it's not my issue anymore. I'll pray for you. That's what I'll do. I'll offer you a prayer because I'm good at that. I will pray for you. But I'm not going to work through your issues. Now, I got my own stuff that I got to deal with. I got my own things I need to be praying for that I'm dealing with, right? I'll pray for you, but you're gonna pick up your own weight. Yes. But what I was saying is people will get mad at you when you pull back your energy, when you stop wanting to deal with them because they don't want to work on themselves. You become the villain. They go to talking and being mad at you because you finally said, you know what, enough is enough. I don't have time to deal with these people. I don't have time to deal with their behaviors, them being fake, them being negative, them being phony. You just don't have time for it. Once you put your foot down and they see you don't withdraw your energy, you don't withdraw from them, you don't have time to deal with them, you really don't care what's going on in their life. You're not trying to find out what's going on in their life because you know it's still drama, it's still chaotic. They're not willing to do the work that you're doing, and therefore you can't be around that. And some of you all are afraid to be what they call alone. You've been alone. You've been alone when you had people around you. Like, I remember when I so-called had people around me, I still felt like I was by myself because people didn't understand. They weren't concerned about my well-being. They weren't concerned about, my mental health. Like, you're still alone because you can't go to them and have like an honest conversation. You can't go to them and have a genuine conversation without them judging you or talking about whatever you talk to them about. You've been alone. You still alone. Some of y'all still alone. Some of y'all still alone with people. Some of y'all still alone with people around. But that's what I want to come talk to you all about. People will make you the villain when you pull back your energy, when you don't want to deal with them, when you're tired of them and their foolishness, when you're tired of them and their nonsense, and they can no longer guilt trip you. They can no longer make you feel bad. Talking about you don't bother you no more. Slandering you, that's old news. So when you get to the point where you just don't care, you're unbothered, you have no emotion, you have no emotion towards them and what they got going on, oh, you're going to be the villain. You're going to be the villain. You're going to be the villain. You're going to be the one that's looked at wrong. You're going to be the one that's talked about. But they're not going to talk about all the things that they've done. So it's always going to be you. It's always going to be you. Hey, D, how are you doing, dear? It's always going to be you, the villain. But they're not going to talk about all the abuse that you took for years. They're not going to talk about all the gaslighting you took for years. They're not going to talk about all the mistreatment. They're not going to talk about everything, them leaving you out of things. They're not going to talk about that. Oh, they'll skip over that. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with her. Oh, I haven't talked to her in years, or she don't talk to us no more. No, you know why. Like, people be knowing why. They just didn't believe that you will have the strength and the boldness to walk away from foolishness. They just didn't believe you'll have the strength and boldness to walk away from that relationship because you tolerated it for so long. You dealt with it for so long. You gave people grace. You prayed and fasted for them, hoping that they'll change. You try to get them to see that you in their corner. You trying to get them to see that you were in their corner. You got their back. Oh, they didn't want that. They didn't want that. People like to abuse people who are for them, and they'll run behind people who dog them out. They'll run behind people who don't have their best interests. I don't know why, but that's just how people are. And when you see people like that, when they don't value you or don't see what you bringing, what they call to the table, if they're not seeing that in you, don't try to get them to see it. It's time for you to walk away. Walking away and not giving people my energy was the best decision I've ever made. Hey, S. Blooms, walking away and stop dealing with people when they're not willing to change and look at themselves was the best thing I've ever done. It brought me back my peace. It brought me back my joy. Now I'm able to focus on the things that I need to focus on. I'm not expending all that energy trying to keep up with them and keep them propped up. Okay, I'm not spending all that energy keeping them propped up, dealing with them and their family and all the demons they got going on. You trying to work on yourself. You come from a family that got demons and issues, so you working on that. Now you got to work on you and them when they don't want to work on stuff. You ain't got time for that, because I know I don't. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I walked away and stopped dealing with stuff and people and their negativity, because now I got the time to focus on my relationship with God. These people don't want nothing of God. They don't want nothing of God because they think you too religious, but they seeing the results. Because when you build your relationship with God, He gonna make you look at yourself. And these people are so themselves. Everything somebody else's fault. Everything somebody else doing is someone else's fault. They don't want to look at themselves. When I start seeking God and asking Him to heal me, He showed me me. He showed me the things I did. He showed me my flaws. He showed me where I need to improve. He showed me where I need to forgive. And these people are not willing to do that. They don't want to blame somebody else. You want to blame your mama. Your mama, 20-some years, she been in the grave, and you still blaming your mama. You want to blame your daddy because he wasn't there for you. Yes, your mama was a tyrant. My mama wasn't there for me. But am I blaming my mom? No. Because they got their own stuff they're going through. People don't want to deal with themselves. People are too prideful. They want to blame everybody else. It's the government fault. It's the church fault. It's the pastor's fault. It's my mama's fault. It's my family fault. No, it's your fault. The best thing I could have done, that's why I started this channel, responsibility. It's time out from blaming everybody else. We got to blame ourselves. Your mama's not going to give you the love that you need. Your dad is not going to be there. He got his own demons he's facing. He's not going to give you the love that you need because he can't get it. He can't give it. He don't have it. I ain't blaming nobody. I've been mistreated. Am I blaming them? Guess what I'm doing? I'm using all that negative energy I'm using everything they said I wouldn't be. I'm using everything they say I couldn't be. I'm not running behind people. I'm making myself a better person. I'm not going to sit there and waste energy worried about what they're doing, who they talking about, why they saying this, why they saying that. I spent years doing that foolishness. And where did it get me? Nowhere. At some point in your life, you got to get tired of, old folks say, you got to get tired of being sick and tired. You can't control folks and what they do. Only person you can control is yourself. It wasn't until I started focusing on myself and start worrying about what they're doing, how they're doing it, why they didn't invite me, why they talking about me, why they don't support me, why they believe this about me, why they believe that about me, after you get over all of that, because we give people so much time and energy and so much importance in our life, once you get over that, you'll become a better person. You'll be happier. I never felt so much joy in my life. It's almost scary. It's almost scary to know I can get up and they ain't got to worry about nobody and they demons. I ain't got to worry about if this person doing this or if that person doing that. If this person saying this, what this person doing behind my back, who they on the phone with, like who got time for that? If a person don't want to be with you, let them go. Like that's what we do as broken individuals, as broken chosen ones. We got abandonment issues, we got rejection issues, and we try to keep people around who don't want to be around. Oh, my connection going bad. That's stupid. Like I was so, I think about things to try to get a person to sell you, and that I'm in their corner for them. I was broken, right? I had my own issues. I was with my own stuff. So therefore, if I didn't know who I was, if I wasn't healed, yes, I'm gonna try to see me, because I had my own issues. But when you learn who you are and when you heal, you'll walk away from foolishness. You'll walk away from people and their foolishness. You won't try to run behind people, get people to try to understand you. At this point in my life, I'm not trying to get people to understand me. Either you know me or not. Either you want to be around me or not. Your rejection, you leaving me out, I see that as protection. I no longer feel no type of way about that. I used to feel that way. I used to feel bad about people not inviting me to the family cookouts, the family gatherings. I don't want to be around y'all anyways because you're too fake. You're too phony. You're too hateful. You're too jealous. Who want to be around that? And I used to be able to feel all that energy and still trying to go around people and be like, oh, this is my family. No. I want to be around you all. And I'm okay with that. No, I don't hate you. I don't hate you, but I just don't have time for the negative, phony energy. Feeling that energy where you've been talked about me. You done been said some slanderous stuff, and I can feel that. No, I'm not going to put myself in that situation anymore because I know my gifts. My spiritual gifts don't lie. So I can't subject myself to things when I know what's going on. Oh, I hear conversations. You be hearing the conversation. You can't put yourself in that energy. You're going to drive yourself crazy. You got to protect your spirit. Don't put yourself in situations where you're going to compromise. You're going to say stuff you ain't got no business saying. You're going to do things you don't have any business doing. We do that because we want to please people. But when you get out of that people-pleasing spirit, you don't care what people say. And I had to learn that. I'm not going to change who I am because you feel uncomfortable. God made me this way, and this is how I am. I'm not going to dumb myself down. I'm not going to stop believing what I believe. I'm not going to say certain things because that's how you feel. I never understood how people could want to try to change someone else because of how they feel and what they believe. I'm not trying to change you. I don't try to change nobody. I respect people. I let them believe how they believe. I let them vote how they want to vote. I let them think how they want to think. But when it comes to me, it seems like people got a problem. If I say certain things, if I say I did a certain thing, or if I believe certain things, people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, why you think that? Why you believe that? Because I want to. Because I'm an individual. I get to make the decisions and choices that I want to make. I don't have to think like you. I don't have to believe like you. I don't have to like what you like. I'm content in myself. I'm content in the little things. I'm content in small things. I'm content in things that people are not content in. I'm content with what I have. I don't have to get more to make me feel content. I don't have to do more. Yes, I like nice things, but I don't have to like what you like to feel good. Like, I don't understand people. Like, why try to get somebody to change or do something or compromise if they say don't if they say they don't do something? Don't try to get them to do it. That's what they say they don't do. And I don't have time for people like that either. If I tell somebody something that I don't do or that I don't like, and I see that they do it, I pull back from it. I don't give people chances like I used to, because that means that you don't respect me. I respect people. When people tell me something, I try to remember. Let me respect what they said. Let me try not to do what they say they don't like. But people will find out what you don't like and do it intentionally. They will do it intentionally. They really will. They really will. They will. That's why I learned. That's why God taught me to stop talking so much. Be quiet. When I meet people, I don't let them know my vulnerabilities. People try to get information out of you by telling you their issues or whatever. I don't care. I didn't ask you to tell me that. So guess what? I'm not telling you what's going on with me, because people try to find out your weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and they'll use that against you. They'll use it. And that's most of you all stay stuck in these toxic relationships, because people know how to play on your emotions. They know your weaknesses. They've studied you. These demons have studied you. They know what to make you, vulnerable. They know this. And when they know it, they'll use it to their advantage. That's why when you flip the strip on them and you stop caring about the things that they thought you cared about, now they don't know what to do. Because see, you built yourself up so much with God. You built yourself up spiritually that you're willing to let anybody go. You willing to let the dog go. You willing to let the cat go. You willing to let the house go. When you can stand on your own with you and God, people don't know what to do with that. When things don't make you and things can't break you, people don't know what to do with that, because people will give you things and they'll bring things and they'll offer you gifts and they'll buy things. But when you're willing to let it all go, they don't know what to do with that, because you know who you are with or without those things. And when you know who you are, anything could be taken. They could take it all. You could take the car, take the house. I get on the bus. I ride the bus in style, still be cute, sitting outside on the bus, cute with my outfits on, catching the bus looking good. You got to let people know that they control you. When people know they can't control you, manipulate you, tell your business, tell people things about you, when they know that that no longer controls you, you became a force to be reckoned with. Tell them. I'll tell them. Tell them about that. I'll tell them. What can they do? What can people do when somebody's trying to threaten to tell information about you? Okay, what you gonna do with that? Now that you know that, what can you do with that? Go tell somebody else. It's not gonna bother me. When you get like that, you become dangerous. Because see, one thing people like to do, they want to hold shame over your head, and they want to use that to dangle it. I'm gonna tell this person this. Tell them. I devil dog dare you. Tell them. You become a force to be reckoned with. When they can't shame you, when the lies don't work no more, when the manipulation don't work no more, when them taking things from you don't work, what can they do? What can they do? I can't see you all because the sun is out in the glare, so I'm talking. I hope you all can see me. So you see me looking off, the glare on my phone is shining into my eyes, but I'm in the groove now, so I'm just trying to get this message out. What can they do? When they can't control what you say, when they can control what you do, when they can't threaten you with taking this down, when they can't threaten you with taking that down, when they can't threaten you with, what else left? I'll wait. What else left? They don't talk about you all your life. You used to that. You've been going through that since a child. They don't slander you. You used to that. People don't betray you. People who you love with all your heart don't betray you. So when they betray you, that don't work. Okay, you don't have people you didn't do anything to but try to support them. They betrayed you. So what them betraying you gonna do? When you don't have your own blood to betray you and walk out and turn people against you and slander your name and lie on you and then apologize for the lie. When you don't have people you love slander you and betray you, what else is next? What else people could do? What else could be done when you don't been through everything? You don't been embarrassed. You don't been I don't been embarrassed from a teenager. I don't have lies said, told on me. What else is there? I'm immune to some of this stuff. What else is there? Just because a person's not telling you their business don't mean that they're ashamed. And see, that's what people want. People want you to be shame about things. They feel like if you're not telling the world your business, if you're not calling your family and talking about this and that, they feel like you're ashamed. They feel like you embarrassed. They can't nothing embarrass me. I don't been through the most humiliating things. People look at you and automatically judge you, think you haven't went through nothing because you're graced to carry what you went through. You're graced to endure what you've gone through. You don't look like what you've gone through. You don't act like what you went through. You're not bitter. You're not taking what you've been through out on people. You still can love. When you get your next boo, you still gonna love him like you ain't never been through nothing. And people hate that. You get your next friend, you're not putting all that on you're not taking all that insecurity from what another friend did and putting that on that person. You're not doing that. When you got your next manager, you're respecting that manager. You're honoring that manager. Because you understand authority. You're not putting all your mess, what you've been through in that last job on these people. You know how to respect people. That's your character. Like, people don't want you to be that person. You are that person. People don't want you to be that person. They want you to be who people said you were. They want you to be that, and that's not you. They don't want your character to be so righteous. People listening to folks and what they don't say about you. They're not getting to know you. They're so quick to listen to what somebody else said. They don't even know you. So when you walk in all this integrity and you walk in this righteousness, how you acting and what they've said is conflicting. There's a conflict going on, and people try to study you and realizing that you are that person. Your character is that character. Those were lies that people told on you. So now they're waiting for you to clap back. They're waiting for you to act out of character. People will provoke you so you can act how they said you were, and you're not like that. And you ain't got to prove that to them. That's another thing. You're not proving yourself to people. You letting people believe what they believe. You clocking it, as they would say. Me and my kid, they teach me, you clocking it. How I go, clocking it. You clocking it, and you still moving on and treating them right. Because they want you. They can't believe that you walk in such righteousness and your character is so clean. It's almost like you perfect. You know you ain't perfect. With that past you have, you know you ain't perfect. But you gonna treat people how you want to be treated. You gonna do things that's right. And people get mad about that. They don't know where you fit in their situation. Because you don't fit in. You're not one of them people that they can clock. They can't study you. Because as soon as they try to study you, you're going to do something and be like, dang, I didn't expect that. I didn't know she was going to do that. Because you don't be led by people. You don't let people's emotions control you anymore. You led by the Spirit. Whatever the Spirit tell you to do, and whatever God tell you to do and tell you how to move, that's how you move. Regardless of what people say and what they think you should do. That's another thing. You don't do what people think you should do. You don't do what people think is right. You're going to do what the Spirit tell you to do. Because when you led by the Spirit, regardless of what people think is right, you're moving in a different dimension. Your outcome is not, your outcome is not going to be, your outcome is not the same because you're set apart. See, when you're chosen, you can't do what everybody else do. I be telling y'all that. You can't move how other people move. You can't say what other people say. Right? Yes, you got to let God fight your battles as blooms. You can't do all this stuff what people do. And that's why people can't read you. They want to read you and they try to study you. You can't be studied. Because as soon as they try to study you, you're going to do something opposite. You're going to do something totally opposite. Like, I didn't expect for them to do that. When God tells you to be quiet, he tells you to be quiet for a reason. When the Spirit tells you to pull back from people, he tells you to pull back from people for a reason. When God tells you to be quiet, stop talking so much, don't share all this stuff with certain people, he's telling you that for a reason. I used to be one of them ones, oversharer. I used to overshare everything because I feel comfortable around people. Them spirits, those are familiar spirits. You got to be able to clock it. You can't be telling these familiar spirits everything, because when you tell people stuff, people tend to get jealous. They jealous of your light. They jealous of how strong you are. They're jealous of how God protects you. They're jealous of how God watches over you and he provides for you. They jealous of how they thought when they left you, you were going to crumble. They thought you were going to crumble emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But instead of crumbling, God elevating you. He's healing you spiritually. And people mad about that. They mad. People think because they left your life that your life was going to end. Actually, your life has gotten better. Because you ain't got to deal with all that negative energy. You ain't got to deal with their demons, their family demons. You ain't got to deal with all them different spirits. And now you're free. You're light. Your baggage is not heavy. So your flight, you can fly quicker and faster now. You don't have all that heavy luggage. You don't have all that heavy luggage. You don't have all them battles, them demons. Those are not your demons. You were carrying their demons. That's why your sleep was off. You couldn't sleep good. Now you sleep like a baby. You sleep like a baby. You peaceful. Now your real you is coming out. The real you could excel. The happier you. The you you've always been, but you had to suppress your true self because of the entities and the energy you were connected to. You had to suppress your whole identity. You couldn't be the person you were because you couldn't be the light. You couldn't be the light in that family because they were so dark and so negative. They were always talking and trashing people, talking about people, jealous of people. You couldn't be the light in that relationship because the person was jealous of you. That spouse was jealous of you. They didn't want you to be so vibrant. They didn't want you to be so bubbly. They didn't want you to be who you were and who you are. You couldn't talk to people. You couldn't speak to people. You couldn't say hi to people. You couldn't be nice to people. You couldn't love on people. You couldn't give to people. You couldn't support people because of their insecurities, because of who you are, how God made you, your light. You couldn't love on your kids. You couldn't do things that you needed to do for your kids how you wanted to do it because they didn't have it in them. They didn't have the genuine support. They don't have the genuine love. And they suppress that in you. Soon as you try to do what's right, soon as you get in your energy, you want to do what's right, you pulling away. Here they go with that in and out energy. Here they go with that hot and cold energy. One thing people will do when they see you rising above, they see you healing, they see you growing, especially if you're connected to this type of spirit, one thing they'll do, they'll play in your emotions. They'll try to make you feel insecure. They'll say things and do things to keep your emotions off balance because they don't want you to pull up. People never wanted you to break free because they knew when you broke free from them, you were going to excel. You were going to fly. You were going to do better. Because as long as you were trapped up in their energy, it validated what they said about you. It validated your issues. It validated all the lies that they told because they had control and manipulation. They had control and was able to manipulate your energy. You couldn't do what you wanted to do. You couldn't break free and fly. You can tap into all of your gifts. Because you tapping into your gifts gonna make them look like, oh, y'all ain't doing enough. And you're not even thinking like that. You're just being you and you're just birthing what's inside of you. But people tried to hold you down because they didn't want to support you. And you used to get mad when family didn't support you. You got mad when they didn't support you. You got mad when they supported everybody else. Because one thing about the chosen ones, I keep telling y'all, people are going to treat you different from everyone else. They're not going to give you that love that you crave for. So when you break free from that, when you don't want it no more, what can they do? Now you can fly. They don't have to support you. Now you can fly. Now you can fly. Right? Now you could fly. Now you could be the person who you've always wanted to be. Now you can spread your wings because you're not emotionally drained and pulled down. You're not emotionally drained and pulled down. You're not weighed, always trying to think about Oh, if I do this, because some of y'all can't even, some of y'all will call somebody, oh, you want to write a book, but you finna call your family. You calling your siblings. You think I should write this book? You asking your spouse, you think I should write this book? That's why you got to work on stuff and not tell people. You work on things and people don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to tell people. You don't have to see you calling them because you want to get permission. Stop trying to get permission from people because you want to be validated. Once you release wanting to be validated, guess what? Then you will be able to fly and do things. You will be able to do anything you want to do because it's not hurting anyone. You sharing your story is not hurting anyone. You starting your business is not hurting anybody. Even if, and if it is hurting them, they mad and they jealous because it's not them. They don't want to do the work. You want to do the work. You want something different. You can't help because how you are. You can't help that. As soon as you try to pull away and you know, okay, I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to start eating. I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to start doing right. I'm going to start praying. Not all of a sudden, this person want all your time. They want to start doing things now. You've been asking them to do certain things since the beginning. Now all of a sudden they want to do certain things. Now that ain't nothing but a distraction. That's nothing but a distraction. You can't allow people to distract you. When you notice you getting yourself together, now all of a sudden people want to come around, they want to do something, they want to invite you places, tell them no. Because it's a distraction. Not at this moment, I'm working on something. Or not at this moment, I got something to do. Or not at this moment, I'm busy. People always want to come and invite you places and ask you to do stuff when you make up your mind, oh, I'm going to eat right. Oh, I'm finna focus all my weekend. I'm finna focus on writing my book. I got to get this book out. I'm going to take all my weekend. Now all of a sudden, family member want to call. Oh, we got this going on. We got that going on. Oh, this person's sick. This person got this going on. Okay. I'll come see them when. Now all of a sudden, everybody got everything going on. You have to know. That's why you got to be in that spiritual place. You got to know what's happening, what's taking place. When you know what's happening and what's taking place, you will be able to move forward. When you know what's going on spiritually, you will be able to move spiritually. You'll be able to say no. You'll be able to say not right now. But that's what I want to come talking to you all. That's what I want to come talk to you all about, I mean. But, whew, all the virtue is gone out of me. Like they say, all the virtue is gone. So when the virtue leaves, I got to go, right? But I hope you all enjoyed this message. Y'all saw that I was on fire. You know, I had to let the spirit do what the spirit do. When I get a message and it's like that, I got to get it out because it'd be too hard to keep it in and wait. So I just came from, working out. But just know, when you on your journey, when you on your healing, when you doing what you're supposed to do, you're gonna forever have warfare. But you got to learn how to fight. You got to learn how to fight. And one way I learned how to fight, let me tell y'all, this is one of the best ways I learned how to fight. I fight with my silence. I fight by removing myself. Because you can't keep subjecting yourself in environments that's bringing you down, around people who's bringing you down. You got to learn to exclude yourself. It's okay. You don't have to be around people. See, for some reason, and I don't know why this is, I'm going to ask God to show me, tell me. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know. But for some reason, we feel like we got to be around people who mistreat us. And I don't know why that is. We feel like we got to be, and it's mostly family or mostly people who close to us. We feel like we got to be around them. We feel like we got to keep extending grace. You don't have to keep extending grace. You don't have to keep subjecting to yourself. That's abuse. I don't know where we got this. I don't know where we learned this behavior of abuse from, but we got to unlearn that. We got to unlearn that foolishness because it's foolishness and it's detrimental to your spiritual growth. is detrimental to your spiritual growth. You have to unlearn that. You don't have to subject yourself to people who don't respect you, people who don't value you, people who don't even want you around, but you will still try to go around these people. No, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless you with my absence. I'm going to bless you with my silence. I'm not going to address your mental illness. I'm not going to address the things that you don't want to deal with and you want to project that on me. I'm not going to address that. Because if you had an issue with me, right? If people got an issue with you and they say they love you, they should learn how to come and communicate. Not try to operate in this witchcraft, operate in this energy, negative, hot and cold. I'm going to treat you silence because I want you to come to me. You know, all of that manipulation, okay? All of that manipulation, I'm going to treat you with silence. Boy, when I tell you, you're going to die. If you trying to get me to come to you and I haven't done anything to you, you're going to leave this earth waiting for me to come to you. You're going to turn into a skeleton. And I mean that. You waited for me to come and apologize when I know I didn't do anything to you. You're going to be turned into, you're going to be skeleton. You're going to be a Halloween skeleton. You're going to be a skeleton waiting for me. I'm going to apologize when God put on my heart. When I know I wrong people, I've apologized to people. Anybody I wronged, it was somebody I wronged, and it wasn't a wrong where, let me tell you, it wasn't a wrong to where I did them just so bad. I didn't communicate with this person. It was years ago when God started dealing with me. I didn't communicate with the person and let them know why I stopped talking to them. Basically telling you what I'm telling you all now. And God dealt with me. God said, you know what? You owe that person an explanation. And it was years ago since I hadn't talked to this person. I went back and I talked to that person and I told them, and I apologized just for my part. I apologized for what I did. And I told them, you know what? I say, I'm sorry. I said, I'm so sorry because I didn't explain to you why I stopped talking to you. I said, I should have explained to you what was the reason. And when God put that on my heart to go apologize, I apologize. I'm not that type, can't apologize. I'm not prideful. Prideful people would never apologize when they have wronged you. What they'll do, they'll try to work their manipulation and get you to feel sorry and try to get you to say you did something, make you feel like you did something when you know you didn't do nothing. You know you didn't do nothing to people, and they'll try to get you and work all this manipulation and emotional witchcraft and control and try to get you to apologize for something you know you didn't do. And like I said, Joker gonna wait. They're gonna be turning into a skeleton waiting for me to apologize. When you treated me wrong, when you don't mistreated me and you want me to apologize, no sir, no ma'am, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it unless God put on my heart. Because God will have you now. When God dealing with you, now let me put this little disclaimer in here. When God dealing with you and he's trying to mend some relationships, he'll have you apologize when you know you didn't do wrong. Let me just say that. I'm going to say this. I'm going to clear this up right now. People won't be like, I don't know what she's talking about. He will have you do that. But he got to lead you. Not people trying to manipulate you in your feelings. Get you to apologize. They come around, they be quiet. People try to use emotional manipulation. I had a person do me like this for years. I didn't do nothing to this lady. I didn't do nothing to her. But she want to come to my house. And I've mentioned this. She'll come to my house. She'll speak, but you can feel this energy. Like I did something to her. Where she come to my house, won't say nothing to me, won't conversate. And I'm supposed to sit there and subject myself to it. Oh, I say, no, ma'am, this is going to be the last time you come to my house. Oh, yeah, she tried to make me pay for it by using her little manipulation, turning people against me. But you know what I said? Lord, bless her. That's what I said. I said, bless her, because she don't know what she's doing. When you're dealing with a chosen one, you do certain things. People don't know what they be doing because they can't control you. Okay? They don't know what they be doing. They don't know who they be touching. And they wonder why things be happening to them. They wonder why things be happening to them because of how you treated somebody who didn't do anything to you. You mistreat somebody who praying for you. And guess where them curses going to go back to? When you saying, Lord, bless them. Lord, help them. They don't know what they're doing. Help them. They so angry and mean and bitter for them not to like me. Lord, bless them. Whatever they're dealing with, deal with them, Lord. When you praying for them and you wishing them well and they trying to come curse you and manipulate you, guess what's going to happen to them? And this ain't nothing you got to wish. This ain't nothing you got to hope. This ain't nothing you got to pray. That's just how it is in the law. That's why you shouldn't be. Don't touch people who's not bothering you. Don't come for people who's not coming for you. Because I don't bother nobody. I don't bother nobody unless they bothering me. And even in them bothering me, I still give grace. I give them grace. I let them say things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I let them do little petty stuff. And then when it's time to clap, you ever notice that? This is another thing about the chosen ones. I'm going to say this and I got to go because I didn't plan to be here this long. You ever notice people be provoking you? They say little things to you. They do little things toward you. And you know they doing it toward you. You know they being messy. You know they being underhanded. No matter how nice they come off, you know they being underhanded. You can feel it in your spirit. And see, the enemy will push and push and push. And as soon as you speak up and stand up for yourself, oh, now it's a problem. Now the world don't end it. You ever notice that? I've noticed that plenty of times. Because, see, I give people grace. That's just who I am. I try to understand people. I understand people broken. They dealing with their demons, just how I was. So I understand people who give me grace. I mean, I understand people. Because if people gave me grace, I have to extend it to others. That's just like people forgiving me for my trespasses. I have to forgive people for their trespasses. But you notice, when you extend grace to people, and you say, you know what, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Let me just say something about this. Let me call this out. Let me clock this right quick. I bet my girls looking at this video be like, Mom, you wrong for that. Let me clock it, as they will say, the young folks. So let me clock this. So when you put people in their place, oh, now the world ended. Now you mean. Now you the villain. Now they going to slander your name because you spoke up. But they ain't say nothing about the little slick underhand stuff they did. They ain't say nothing about the little lies they told on you that you know about. They didn't say nothing about trying to get people to see you in a different light. They didn't say nothing about you lying. They lying on you. Oh, they ain't say nothing about that. But when you stand up and you assert yourself and say, you know what? No, that's not me. Oh, that's you. When you say, you know what, that's your stuff, I'm going to let you keep that. And you go on and you still treat them right, but you stand up for yourself. Oh, now you the villain. Okay? Now you the one that's, you know, you the devil. Oh, they don't want to talk about all the underhand stuff they did. The little nasty stuff they've been doing to you. The little backbiting stuff they've been doing. Trying to make sure no iguana drop on me. Or iguana fell out the tree the other day. I'm walking, he just don't drop out the tree. I'm like, oh, I'm glad you didn't drop on my head, you know. Exactly. I let them keep their stuff. And that's another thing. I don't carry people's stuff like I used to. I used to do that because I didn't know how to manage my emotions, because when you've been abused, you tend to let things go and be. I didn't know how to do that. But once I learned, oh, you keeping your stuff. Oh, no, sir. No, ma'am. You're not going to bring that over here. Oh, no, ma'am. That's what we're not going to do is you're not going to drop your stuff on me, because I treat people right. I respect people. Even when I see the snake in them, the evil in them, I still treat. So I'm not going to tolerate nothing less. Okay? So anyways, you all, I got to get ready to go. You all be blessed. I got to go. I'm going to go cook me something healthy to eat. Probably cook me some spinach, some sauteed spinach or something. But I just want to come share that with y'all. I hope this message blessed you all. I got to go. Y'all don't see Flo growing. Don't act like y'all don't see Flo. I just want y'all to know. Flo is growing. She's doing her thing. Okay? She, you know, I think she's trying to take over my video, but I'm not going to have that. This is my video. This is my video, Flo. And we're like, who is this girl? Sitting here talking to her hair. Mind your business. That's just how I do things over here, okay? That's what make me unique. That's what make me unique, okay? So you all be blessed. I hope you all enjoyed this message, and I'll talk to you later.